You're doing everything right, eating fruits, avoiding junk, drinking more water, but your kidney function still keeps getting worse? For millions of seniors, that quiet slide into chronic kidney disease, kidney weakness, or even recurring kidney stones doesn't come from fast food or soda. It comes from something far more unexpected and more painful: fruits. The very thing you believed was healing your body might be silently damaging your kidneys. And I understand how terrifying that feels. The fatigue that won't lift no matter how much you rest. The anxiety that creeps in when your doctor says your creatinine level has climbed again. The helplessness of watching your diet and still seeing no improvement. It's exhausting, discouraging, and honestly, unfair. Here's what most people don't know. After age 40, your kidneys lose about 10% of their filtering power every decade. By the time you're 70, you may have only 60–70% of your kidney function left. And when that happens, even healthy fruits loaded with potassium or oxalates can become poison. That's not an exaggeration, it's medical fact. When potassium builds up in your blood because weak kidneys can't clear it, it can trigger muscle cramps, fatigue, irregular heartbeat, and even cardiac arrest in severe cases. You don't hear that on television commercials. You don't see it on fruit labels. But it's the reason so many patients end up in the ER despite eating clean. So what can you do? Start by learning which common fruits may be doing more harm than good, and why. The answers may surprise you, and they might just save your kidneys. Bananas may look innocent, soft, sweet, and full of energy. But if your kidneys are already struggling, especially with chronic kidney disease, those bright yellow fruits can quietly tip you into serious danger. Here's the truth. One medium banana contains about 422 milligrams of potassium. For a healthy person, that's perfectly fine. But for someone with reduced kidney function, your body simply can't filter out excess potassium efficiently. And when that happens, the potassium doesn't just stay in your system, it builds up in your bloodstream. Too much potassium, a condition known as hyperkalemia, can interfere with your heart's rhythm and lead to muscle weakness, nausea, numbness, and even sudden cardiac arrest. A study published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that patients with moderate to advanced kidney disease who consumed potassium-rich diets were at significantly higher risk of cardiovascular complications. And bananas were one of the primary culprits. I've had patients tell me they didn't feel anything at first. But over time, after eating 1 or 2 bananas a day thinking they were healthy, they began experiencing persistent fatigue, leg cramps, bloating, and irregular heartbeats. These aren't small symptoms. They're signs that your kidneys can't keep up. So, what can you do instead? If you love the texture and taste of bananas, consider switching to lower potassium fruits like apples, berries, or grapes in controlled portions. They offer natural sweetness without overloading your kidneys. And if you absolutely must include banana in a recipe or smoothie, here's a trick. Boil sliced bananas briefly and drain the water. This leaches out some of the potassium, not all, but enough to make a difference. Always avoid overripe bananas, which have higher sugar and potassium content. Most importantly, don't assume a food is safe just because it's natural. If you've been diagnosed with kidney issues or have high creatinine levels, ask your doctor or dietitian about your daily potassium limit and track your intake. Because when your kidneys are weak, every bite matters, even the ones you thought were healthy. If bananas can quietly overload your kidneys, citrus fruits can create an even more deceptive problem. Many seniors tell me, "Doctor, I switched from bananas to oranges because I thought they were lighter and healthier." But the truth is, for weakened kidneys, citrus fruits can be just as harmful, sometimes worse. The main reason is their potassium load. A single large orange contains around 330 milligrams of potassium, and a glass of orange juice can push that number past 450 milligrams. Grapefruits, tangerines, and even lemons, though slightly lower, still contribute to levels your kidneys may no longer be able to handle. When potassium builds up, the results are the same: irregular heartbeat, tingling, shortness of breath, and sudden spikes in fatigue. And there's another hidden danger: Oxalates. Citrus fruits, especially oranges and lemons, are relatively high in oxalates, compounds that can bind with calcium and form kidney stones. A paper published in Urology Research International noted that individuals with existing kidney stone history who consumed high oxalate fruits had a significantly higher recurrence rate of stones. That means the very fruit juice you drink to stay healthy may actually be feeding the formation of painful stones inside your kidneys. I've seen patients who drank orange juice every morning as part of their routine. Over time, they began to notice frequent urination at night, flank pain, and cloudy urine. When their lab results came back, not only were potassium levels rising, but imaging showed new stone formation. It was a double hit to their kidney health. So what's a safer choice? Instead of orange juice, try apple juice in moderation or diluted cranberry juice, both of which are much gentler on kidney function. And when you crave that tangy citrus flavor, use a few drops of lemon zest or lemon-infused water for taste, rather than eating whole fruit in large amounts. If you absolutely must have citrus, avoid juices and stick to small, occasional slices, and always balance it with enough hydration to help your kidneys flush out waste. The key lesson is simple. Too much citrus is not refreshing for weak kidneys, it's stressful. And when your kidneys are already fragile, even small daily habits can make the difference between stability and decline. If you've ever chosen a papaya or a ripe mango thinking it's a better alternative to acidic fruits, you're not alone. Many of my patients believe these tropical fruits are gentler on the stomach and therefore safer overall. But for anyone with kidney weakness or chronic kidney disease, papayas and mangoes carry a quiet risk, one that builds slowly but hits hard. The problem again lies in potassium. A single cup of papaya has over 360 milligrams of potassium. A cup of sliced mango? Close to 277 milligrams. Now imagine pairing that with another fruit in a smoothie, or having it as a snack multiple times a week. That steady intake of potassium can overwhelm weakened kidneys, which simply don't have the capacity to filter it all out. What happens when you eat too much of these healthy fruits with compromised kidneys? Some warning signs include persistent nausea, bloating, tingling in the hands and feet, irregular heartbeat, and muscle weakness. These aren't rare symptoms. They're common signals that your potassium level is climbing to unsafe levels. Another issue with ripe mangoes is their high natural sugar content. That's especially important for seniors managing both kidney problems and diabetes, a combination I see more often than not. High sugar intake can spike blood glucose, which in turn can damage the tiny blood vessels in your kidneys even further, accelerating the decline. So what's the safer alternative if you love tropical fruit? Go for pineapple in small portions. It's lower in potassium, has a mild natural sweetness, and is less taxing on your kidneys. Watermelon, when eaten in moderation, is another gentler choice, but portion control is key. And if you truly miss papaya or mango, consider using a few thin slices as a flavor accent in salads rather than as the main fruit. Never blend them into concentrated smoothies or juices, which remove fiber and flood your system with sugar and potassium all at once. The takeaway? Even sweet, soothing fruits can carry a hidden price if your kidneys are already struggling. When in doubt, eat less, not more, and always listen to the signs your body is giving you. Just when you think you've outsmarted the usual suspects like bananas and oranges, here come the superfoods fruits that everyone hails as nutrient-packed miracles. And yes, kiwi and pomegranate are often on that list. They look exotic, they're full of antioxidants, and the labels scream heart-healthy, immunity-boosting, anti-aging. But here's the twist no one warns you about. These fruits are secretly flooding your kidneys with potassium. One medium kiwi, around 215 milligrams of potassium. A small pomegranate, over 660 milligrams, that's more than a banana. Most seniors have no idea. And because these fruits feel light, tangy, refreshing, they often become a daily habit in fruit bowls, smoothies, juices, or yogurt toppings. But when your kidneys are already under stress, especially from chronic kidney disease, even this kind of healthy overload can backfire. I've seen patients who start eating kiwis for vitamin C and pomegranates for heart health, and then come back weeks later with swelling in the legs, constant fatigue, prickling sensations in their fingers, or even muscle twitching. These are the early warning signs of potassium buildup, a problem you don't want to ignore. So what's the better option if you're craving something tangy or vibrant? Try fresh blueberries or strawberries. They're rich in antioxidants, lower in potassium, and still give you that sweet burst of flavor without compromising kidney function. And if you do eat kiwi or pomegranate occasionally, treat them like a garnish, not a meal. A few slices, not the whole fruit. Skip the juice entirely. Juicing concentrates the potassium and removes the fiber, making it even more dangerous. Above all, never assume that superfood means super safe, especially when it comes to kidney health. For aging kidneys, it's not about how colorful the fruit is. It's about how well your body can handle what's inside. If kiwi and pomegranate are the sneaky threats, then dried fruits are the silent ambush, small, concentrated, and deceptively innocent. After all, they're just fruit without the water, right? That's what many believe. But for weakened kidneys, dried fruits can deliver a dangerous overload in a deceptively tiny bite. Let's continue from where we left off. Potassium. When fruit is dried, the water is removed, but all the sugar and minerals, including potassium, are left behind in a much more concentrated form. A handful of raisins, for example, contains more potassium than an entire banana. Just half a cup of prunes can provide over 600 milligrams of potassium, not to mention a sugar spike that can stress both your kidneys and your blood sugar levels. I had one patient, Tom, who started snacking on dried fruits every evening, raisins, dates, dried figs. He thought he was making a smarter choice than cookies or chips. Within a month, he noticed his legs swelling and his blood pressure creeping up. His lab showed potassium climbing dangerously high. And the culprit wasn't salt. It was dried fruit. Beyond potassium, there's another hidden concern: added sugar and preservatives. Many commercial dried fruits contain sulfites, which can irritate the digestive tract and trigger inflammation, a burden your kidneys don't need. Add in the spike in blood sugar, and you're looking at a cocktail that's anything but kidney-friendly. So what can you do instead? If you're craving something sweet and chewy, go for fresh berries or a few slices of crisp apple. If you must have dried fruit, read the label carefully. Look for unsweetened, preservative-free options and stick to no more than 1-2 tablespoons at a time, not a whole handful. And never combine dried fruits with other high-potassium foods in the same meal. The key is moderation and awareness. Dried fruits may be small, but their impact on fragile kidneys can be huge. And when you're managing kidney health, even the tiniest bites deserve your full attention. We live in a time when natural and trendy often go hand in hand. Coconut water lines the shelves of every health store. Avocado is crowned the king of healthy fats. Social media says, eat more. But if you have kidney weakness or chronic kidney disease, these two trendy foods may be doing more harm than good. Let's start with coconut water, milk, flesh, oil. While it's hydrating and rich in electrolytes, coconut water contains up to 600 milligrams of potassium per cup. That's nearly 1/3 of the daily limit for someone with reduced kidney function. It's especially dangerous when consumed regularly, because most people drink it like plain water, large quantities, no second thought. The result? Subtle potassium buildup that may lead to muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, and elevated blood pressure. Now, move to avocado, a creamy, fiber-rich fruit that's praised for its heart benefits. But here's the truth most people don't hear. One medium avocado packs nearly 700 milligrams of potassium. That's more than a banana, more than a kiwi, more than most fruits on your plate. And unlike juice or dried fruits, avocado is often eaten whole, spread generously on toast or blended into smoothies. One of my patients, Linda, switched to a clean diet with avocado toast every morning and coconut water in the afternoon. Within weeks, her lab work showed dangerously high potassium levels and early signs of kidney strain. She felt tired, her legs cramped at night, and she experienced shortness of breath, all red flags we had to reverse quickly. So, what's the safer path forward? If you enjoy avocado, limit it to 1/4 of a fruit, and only occasionally, not daily. Skip the coconut water altogether if your potassium is already elevated. Choose filtered water with lemon, or if you want something richer, try rice milk or almond milk, which are typically lower in potassium and phosphorus. Don't be fooled by labels that say, superfood. When your kidneys are vulnerable, the only thing that matters is what your body can handle, not what's trending. Because sometimes, what's praised for the heart may be quietly harming your kidneys. Of all the fruits we've talked about, guava is perhaps the most misunderstood. It's often promoted as a low-calorie, high-fiber superfruit, great for digestion, immunity, and even blood sugar. But for people with kidney weakness or a history of kidney stones, guava can be surprisingly risky, and most seniors have no idea. What makes guava problematic? Two things: its potassium content and its oxalate load. One medium guava contains over 400 milligrams of potassium, already a concern for those with impaired kidney function. But more importantly, guava contains high levels of oxalates, compounds that can bind with calcium and form calcium oxalate kidney stones, the most common type of kidney stone in the world. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed that high dietary oxalate intake is associated with increased kidney stone risk, especially when combined with lower fluid intake or existing kidney damage. For seniors who may not be drinking enough water or already have minor stone formation, eating guava regularly could quietly accelerate stone development or make existing stones worse. Patients often tell me, "But guava makes me feel full, and I thought it helped with my sugar levels." And while that may be true for healthy adults, for someone with reduced kidney function, guava's nutritional benefits come at a cost. Over time, they may experience flank pain, cloudy urine, increased urgency to urinate, or blood in the urine, all signs that oxalates may be forming crystals in the kidneys. So, what can you do if guava has been part of your routine? If you're managing kidney disease or prone to stones, it's best to avoid guava altogether or limit it to small amounts once in a while, and always paired with increased hydration. Never juice it, as this removes the fiber and concentrates the oxalates even further. Safer alternatives include low oxalate, low potassium fruits like apples or peeled pears, and always check with your nephrologist or dietitian before introducing any fruit you're unsure about. The bottom line is this: guava might be a powerhouse for some, but for aging kidneys, it's a fruit to approach with serious caution, especially when your goal is long-term protection, not short-term trends. By now, you might be wondering, do I have to give up all these fruits forever? The truth is, you don't need to cut them out completely, but you do need to get smarter about how much, how often, and how you combine them. If you still want to enjoy a slice of mango or a few bites of banana, the key is portion control and smart pairing. Think of it like seasoning. A little adds flavor, too much overwhelms the dish. Here's what I often tell my kidney patients: if you're going to eat a high potassium fruit, combine it with a low potassium one to balance the load. For example, mix just a few slices of ripe mango with apple or blueberries in a fruit bowl, or add a few cubes of papaya to a watermelon and cucumber salad for a tropical twist that doesn't overwhelm your kidneys. Always avoid fruit juices, dried fruits, or fruit smoothies that pack in too much at once. Those forms concentrate potassium and sugar while removing fiber, turning something healthy into something dangerous, fast. Instead, focus on fruits that are naturally lower in potassium, like apples, grapes, strawberries, watermelon, pears, and pineapple, and enjoy them in fresh, whole form. Chill them, slice them, add a sprig of mint or a sprinkle of cinnamon to bring out their flavors without needing sugar or syrup. And if you've already been eating high potassium fruits regularly, don't panic, but do ask your doctor for a blood test to check your potassium level. This is especially important if you've been feeling more tired than usual, or having cramps, nausea, or strange sensations in your fingers and toes. One more tip from years of guiding patients through kidney-safe diets: never trust food trends blindly. Just because something is labeled a superfood or shared in a wellness post doesn't mean it's right for your body, especially if your kidneys are working overtime. You deserve to enjoy your food. But when your kidneys are vulnerable, the flavor isn't just in the fruit, it's in the balance. And when done right, that balance can taste just as sweet. So now you know the danger wasn't just in junk food or fast food. It was in the fruits sitting in your fridge, the juice on your breakfast table, the dried fruit in your snack drawer. The very things you thought were helping may have quietly been hurting your kidneys all along. But here's the good news. You're not powerless. When you start making small, informed changes, cutting back on high potassium fruits, choosing low oxalate options, hydrating the right way your kidneys can breathe easier, you may not reverse the damage completely, but you can slow it down and in many cases, stop it from getting worse. I've seen patients in their 60-second, 70-second, even late 80-second who came in feeling tired, swollen, and frustrated. Once we adjusted just a few pieces of their diet, swapped out the banana for apple, replaced orange juice with water and lemon, limited the dried fruits, their labs improved, their energy came back, their swelling eased. It doesn't take a miracle, just a smarter approach. And remember, protecting your kidneys isn't about deprivation, it's about awareness. Eating isn't just about what you love, it's about what loves your body back. So, what's your next step? Start simple. Take a look at the fruits in your kitchen. Choose just one thing to change this week. Maybe cut back the banana, try a new berry, skip the dried snack. Write it down. Make it intentional. And if you found value in this video, like and share it with someone else who might still be eating the wrong healthy foods. You deserve better days, with less worry and more energy. And it all starts with the next fruit you choose.